Hot Lips is a locally owned company here in Portland, Oregon. We're 5 pizza stores and a central commissary. We also make our soda from local fruit. My wife and I started asking, why are we going to work? What's the profit in our livelihoods? It became really clear that working with local farmers was directly tied into quality. That these were people that could supply us high quality ingredients with lower impacts on the environment. We could return the containers the food came in. We could go visit the farms and see the farming practices. We had relationships with real people. It wasn't just this anonymous box. My wheat farmers are in here once every 8 weeks. That's really a thrill. I mean, these guys are really bright, great people, and they come in and they want to see their wheat made into dough, and they're really proud of the pizzas. And I've been up to their farms. When I get up in the morning, I want to get to work. I've been doing this for 25 years. I think had we not done this, I would have been on to something else by now. We're in the Hot Lips commissary, and this is where the farmers bring the ingredients that we turn into sauces and toppings for pizzas. We're working on shiitake mushrooms that were grown in Portland by Mary. She's got about a half an acre of land. We buy a lot of mushrooms from her every week. We use free-range chicken, free-range eggs, local potatoes, local onions, local kale, romaine, spinach. Yep. By 2001, we'd been working with sustainability and really examining the way we run the company, and we had a chance to build a new store. So what we did was unique is we sat down and we had a charrette. We brought in all the people that were going to be involved with the project, the architects, the managers of the store, the owner of the building, people from the city, and we said, okay, what we want to do is deliver pizza with the least impact. So we looked at the flow of the customers, the energy use, the materials that went into construction, the end of life of the materials, and we designed that store. A big aspect of our impacts were in delivering the pizzas. So we have 5 electric vehicles we use for delivering pizza. We also have a bicycle delivery program, and we've reduced the size of our vehicles from the gas. We still do use combustion engine vehicles, but we've reduced those from larger vehicles down to compact cars. And we also found that maintaining the maintenance of the vehicles is really important. We actually got a grant from the city to put in a heat reclaiming system. So we took the exhaust waste heat from the pizzas, so the burner burns, heats the oven, cooks the pizza, and the heat typically is just exhausted out of the building. And we're passing that through a heat exchanger, and through the heat exchanger there's water flowing from a storage tank in the basement, up through the heat exchanger, back down to the storage tank in the basement. So when you turn on the hot water at the hand sink or the dishwasher or the laundry machine, all that hot water is heated by recovered waste heat. So we never have to turn on the electric or the gas water heater. We designed the whole pizza place around the walk-in cooler. So instead of having 3 separate refrigerators, there's one. So it cuts down electrical consumption by 2/3. It cuts down the amount of Freon. The heat put into the room is all reduced by planning the flow of the business around a key piece of equipment. We have a seasonal menu, so 3 or 4 times a year we change our menu, and so we can take advantage, for example, of tomatoes in August when they're beautiful and delicious, and not so much in the winter when they're kind of red potatoes. We came up with squash sauce that we use on some of our pizzas. One of the key things that I'd never anticipated when we went to this seasonal menu is how communication intensive the business became. So you have to be able to explain. You get a phone call from a farmer and they say, next week there's no more tomatoes because we how to frost, and that needs to go from the farmer to the chef, from the chef to the manager, to the manager to the counter person. So when the customer comes in and says, you know, I really want that wonderful tomato pizza I had last week, it's no, you can't have it. It's, hey, that was really good, but now we've got this kale, potato, and bacon pizza. You're really gonna like it. And because we've worked so closely with the community and built trust, people are like, hey, you know what, I'm willing to give that a try. We've got to deliver a quality product. Because if we do all the sustainability, all these great good things, and we're not delivering the true good product, we're dead in the water. So instead of delivering a message of like, you should be riding your bicycle here or you're a bad person, it's like, hey, we ride bicycles. We support bike riders. We have bike racks outside, and there's bikes sitting in the bike rack. What I realize is that this is a journey. This is something that I'm going to be involved with, and we're going to be involved with for our entire working lives.